Hello, this is the UD Factor. The UD Factor is a program that understands that knowledge is power. And week after week, we'll discuss issues and empower you with information that will enable you to make informed choices when you factor in something you heard on the UD Factor into your situation. And today we're going to be talking about aging gracefully. And I have my friends who will be sharing some of the insults of aging they're currently going through. When you do realize that most of the baby boomers of the late 50s and the early 60s are gradually inching into their late 50s and early 60s, you begin to wonder how come they look so good. Because then years back, once a woman told you she was hardly told you when she was turning 50. And then the idea of our mothers and grandmothers at 50s, 60s were a sight to behold. But today, a woman is so proud to celebrate her 50th birthday, her 60th birthday, because she looks so good. Because 60 today is the new 30s. And did I hear somebody wondering why, what gives me the right to talk about aging gracefully? Well, I am a 57-year-old grandmother. Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yes, you're welcome. And today I have with me Mr. Jones Abia, a businessman, to share his story on some of the insults of aging he's been going through. Mr. Jones, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And I have my dear friend, Kechi Balogun, a public relations expert, and my very good friend, who will be sharing her own insults on aging too. Kechi, you're welcome.
Thank you, darling.
Well, I'll speak off by telling you that my own aging process started when I turned 53. I used to pride myself as having a 2020 vision until I flew from Frankfurt to Boston, and I was given the immigration form to fill, and I couldn't read. And I told the air hostess to please help me fill the form, and she said to me, "Don't worry, I'll give you my glasses." And I said, "No, I don't think I'll be able to use it." And she said, "Madam, don't worry." So she gave me the glasses, her glasses. Boom, the letters came alive. And I could feel the form. And then I realized, I said, okay, it's beginning to assault me. And as soon as I landed in Boston, I told my daughter to take me to an ophthalmologist. That's how I got my glasses. That was my first experience with what I choose to call the insult of aging. Because insult, medicine, is anything causing injury or disease to the body or the bodily process. And that is what aging is doing to us. So, Jones, what's your own experience?
Quite a lot, something similar. I needed to read, and I needed more light. I needed more light, from the bedside table. And all of a sudden, when I put on the light, I could now read. I realized things were going wrong. I used to have what you call textbook value blood pressure.
Yes.
I remember a doctor of mine said, "This is textbook value." And all of a sudden, he was telling me, something's going wrong. The blood pressure was going up. And the worst of all, I remember trying to satisfy a lady, and it wasn't the same again. Those are some of the
insults of aging. How's your?
Well, you say you're 57, I'm 58.
Thank you. I'm a grandmother, excuse me. That's the difference.
Okay, mine started quite early.
Okay.
Maybe because I started having my period very early as a child. At 43, I had the first sign, the first insult. I was lying on my bed. All of a sudden, everywhere got wet. I checked my bum. I said, "What happened?"
Yes.
Thank God it wasn't just
down here, everywhere.
It was all over.
Yes.
And I said, "Yeah." And of course, my challenges. They
Yes.
tried to get a child.
Yeah.
Thank God my period was. And I said, "Hey, another one has started."
That was
Which one
menopause
is this?
Assaulting you.
So I ran into the The bed was wet. I was just praying my husband wouldn't come to this other side of the bed. I got up, went to the bathroom, came back, cleaned all my body, came back, you know, put on the fan. The AC was on. I had to switch on the fan. I was, why are you switching on? It's very cold. I said, okay, thank God I had this small fan. I started fanning myself. I said, are you hot? Anyway, as I was just saying, are you hot? Another flush came. Shivers, cold. If I wasn't a Christian,
we have said somebody had done something
this
to you.
This attack is too much now. This attack. So I couldn't tell anyone because I don't know how I will explain it. All of a sudden, I have,
Hot.
I now know it's hot flush.
Yes.
But then all I know is that somebody sprayed, you know, like these children who use this water.
Yes.
Water gun.
Yes. Somebody will spray water on me, and then in another second, I am cold, everything, you know. So I had to suffer it alone. But I was particularly lucky because I read a lot. Somehow, I stumbled into something called hot flushes. And I said, aha, is that what is going on? And there, you know, there are other ones. There's so many of them. For instance, all of a sudden, I'm in the room, there's too much light. I have to switch off all the lights.
The glaze.
The glaze
The glaze
too much. It's just too much. And I start, why are you wasting light? Can't you conserve energy? But nobody knew what I didn't quite understand. You know what I was going through. But the one that hits me most is the fact that I like wearing my high heels. They know me for it.
And then
one day my hip. I think that was when I lost my father. We were standing by the grave side, you know, trying to lower the tomb. And my hip just went somehow. And it's never been the same.
Oh, Lord.
So you find me these days, even in my institute, they know me with my high heels. I mean, for goodness sake, I feel you are not complete without that high heel.
It just gives you a lift.
It gives you a lift. It gives your dressing a lift. It gives you...
it gives you style.
You know, some
when you wear those
panache,
things.
Improves your poise.
Some poise. You know, you
Gives
come
you
out,
courage.
elegance, you have a courage and everything. All of a sudden, I couldn't do that again. And I said, what is going on? Well, some people say they have spondylosis. I know mine is nothing like spondylosis or spongy or anything. You know, so I now had to learn to manage myself. What do I do?
Yes.
When I'm going out, I still have my high heel, but I'll carry the low one.
So that when you get to your destination...
I put it, you know, you come in again.
And they don't know what you're going through.
Nobody knows what you're going through.
Why do you think that our mothers, I mean, then when somebody said the picture of a grandmother, somebody says I'm a grandmother, there was a particular picture, image that came to mind, or a grandfather, or when a woman said she was turning, a woman hardly told her age in those days. But today women are so proud. In fact, I think they're bolder in saying their age more than the men. Why is that?
I think that society culture, society is dynamic.
Yes.
A lot of sophistication has also come in. Yes. People are more intelligent, people are more exposed, people are more experienced. In those days, yes, it's like once you became a grandmother, it was something society actually put on you. Because they have tried it with me. You know, like say, you see they wear this kind of dress. And I said, where I bought it from, they didn't put age brackets like that. They only put size. And if the manufacturer will make it and make for my size, which means I can wear it. But if they have put 0 to 5 years, like they do children,
yes, you wouldn't have.
Then I wouldn't have bought it. But where I bought it from, they said adults, ladies, you know, and I still consider. So society actually puts more on you than you want to accept. For instance, I don't see me, people say aging, I don't see me as aging, right? Apart from these things we just talked about, I'm still me. My sex... Nothing
about you has changed.
Nothing has changed.
How about your sex drive?
Oh, my sex drive is still very high. I have a very high libido. My husband knows that. And in fact, he has to cope with me. So, I like that. Yeah, so, and I love being his wife, and I love the fact that he has to cope with me in that area. And nothing about me has changed. I'm still very
But
fashionable.
by the fact that when you know that you're going through you're menopausal now, and your husband is going through andropause, how are you coping with that?
For me,
Because it won't be the same. I hear that between 20, 25, 30, a man could have sex 4 times a week. And then as you age, it comes down to like maybe once a week. And then after that is like maybe once a month.
If you're able to reduce this, especially for men, a man wakes up one day, he discovers that, oh, I've not done so many things. You know, sometimes he looks at, this woman is my wife, these are my children, this is my house, this is this. And then it dawns on him, he has not achieved so many things. He's not self-actualized. Some of them go on forced, I call it forced, because it's not...
First andropause.
Yes.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. This is the UD Factor. And today we're dealing with aging gracefully, where we'll empower you with information that will enable you to make informed choices. Decide if you want to stay young. Decide if you want to look your age. Decide if you want to look younger than your age. But we are on this program are going to give you all the information you need to enable you be what you want to be. You're welcome back. Yes, Nkechi.
Yes, as I was saying, I don't actually, you know, sometimes when you are so aware of something, then it becomes a burden. I live my life as if nothing is going on. When I was a child, there were the burdens of being a child, right? I remember my first period, nobody told me about period. I remember I suffered for months. Okay, so I saw aging the same way. There are challenges in every stage of life. So coping with it, you just have to learn to cope with it.
You can fight it all the way.
You can fight it all the way.
Age gracefully.
Age graceful. For me, I will, even at 80, even at 90, I'm still going to dress like this. And oh yes, because I don't see why I will stop looking good. God didn't say, there's nowhere in my Bible that says, when you get to a certain age, stop looking good. When you get
to shouldn't look good at all.
Or you shouldn't look good at all.
Or you should tie wrapper.
Or you should tie
Two
wrapper. My
wrapper.
legs are still very nice.
Excuse me.
My body is still okay.
Excuse me.
I'll make sure I'm presentable to my God and to my husband, you know, and to myself. I owe it to myself to look good.
I believe that women
you
really
know?
need to hear this.
Yeah.
Because at a certain age, I know, you know me, I don't do all those African
Oh,
things.
so
So
But
everybody
some women
knows.
give up.
Find out that once women get to that 50, especially men, of course, the women try the exercise. The men now develop pot belly, which spoils a lot of things. How come you don't have pot belly? What exactly do you do to keep you looking this way? Are you wearing girdle or what?
I am very conscious of the way I look.
Okay.
You know, the other time you were talking about the way what you go through to look the way you look.
Yes.
It's
I
not,
work out 3
It's not.
hours
It's not
every day.
natural. So I actually watch what I do, what I eat.
That's good.
I actually, if I have to shift the button of my belt, I know there's trouble. So I cut down. Or maybe I skip breakfast. Maybe I watch how late I eat. You know, that kind of balancing.
Are you afraid of aging? Are you afraid? Were you looking? I was looking for, I felt like running into my 40s. I felt like running into my 50s. I'm really looking forward to my 60s in the next 3 years by the grace of God. How is yours? Do you feel that way? Do you look forward to being 60 with fear?
I don't, not at all. Because I can still do the things anybody can do. It's a matter of trying to compensate, you know, what your deficiency.
Yes.
Work out, do some exercises. I read a lot. I go on the internet, I find out what is wrong. Especially I read about women so very much. Some people wonder, how did you know that? How did you know this? So that I cannot be taken unawares.
Nkechi, when you compare our mothers, those days, being a grandmother, the image of an old woman carrying a child, strapping her grandchild to her back and going into the farm, that is the image that comes to mind, the image of a grandfather. What do you think are we of the baby boomers of the late 50s and early 60s, what do you think we're doing differently? And we are proud to celebrate 50. I'm proud to just reel off our age even before we are asked.
Like I said before, the climate has changed. Society has changed. Enlightenment, education, civilization, exposure, experience, they have all gone higher, okay? The woman who strapped her child at the back was still able to go to the farm at that age, meant that if she were here now, would jog, would do so many of the things that we're doing today. Don't forget that we are more enlightened, we are more educated, and then the life we live now, some people say the microwave life and all that. Okay, so we have learned to do things differently because times have also changed. We have learned to do things differently because we have also been exposed to various other ways of living, better ways of living. So I don't think that nothing actually, that something changed in our system. No. It is the standard of living that improved.
And the information at hand.
And the information that we have at hand. Right now, even though if you look at them, well, they are more relaxed, they were calmer, and I'm not sure they had the kind of pressure that we have today. But armed with the kind of information that we have, that they didn't have. You know, sometimes I look back and say, I wish my mom was still alive, because the information I have today would have been able to make her live longer. You know, she had a diabetes, you know, and there's so many things I would have been able to do for her, because she was one woman who was very tenacious, very meticulous about the things she did, if she had enough information like I do today. So that is the only thing we're doing differently. We have information.
What exactly do you do today that keeps you looking like this at 50?
Well, if you remember the last time we spoke, I was much bigger than this.
Yes, that's why when you walked in, I said you're looking really good.
Well, what do? I make sure that it's not just enough having information. You must use the information you have. So if I have information and I don't use it, then there's going to be trouble. Now, I live well. I'm a fan of well-being. Okay, I eat right and I exercise, and more importantly, I make sure my soul, my heart is also
joyful.
Joyful. All right?
That's the secret.
And the fruits of my lips always is praise. You won't see me gathered around people, talking about them, wasting time, gossiping and all that. I have so much to do. I have so much in life. I have so much to give. I don't envy you. So for me, I eat right. I sleep well. I don't go chasing to find out where my husband is and where he's not. Because I know he is mine. That he's not going anywhere. Right? And I know the things God has given me, and I hold them tenaciously, and I make sure I am committed to the things I do. I have a focus, right? I am not trying to please UD. Oh, UD is a lovely, look at her shape, I must be like that. No. I have my own calling. I have my own shoes. I wear my shoes. I make sure they fit me.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're welcome back. This is the UD Factor and our series, Aging Gracefully. Today, I have my friends who are andropausal and menopausal, all of us, talking about all the insults.
Now, don't give me any label. I don't know.
You're welcome back. So, Jones, outside of exercise, what else do you think you're doing that is keeping you looking this way? And you didn't tell us your age.
I think I am 55.
Okay.
I think my friend here has said it all.
Okay.
It's a good heart. I don't know what people waste so much time envying and getting angry about. You're going to go old anyway, so what is the process, the problem about anxiety? People get anxious over nothing. If you can face life squarely with God on your side, everything the Bible says works together for your own good. If you can look at the bits and pieces of life that they add up for your own good, then you look forward to tomorrow.
Remember, my husband told me the other day, you know he's very slim.
Yes.
And then he used to, load it on me when he's climbing the staircase. The other day, he said, he said, that. Then he down slowly. I said, what's my? I said,
You don't
I have
come.
to respect myself.
So whether you will like it or not,
Yes.
lifestyle helps a lot in
Oh,
keeping
yes,
you
lifestyle.
youthful.
Yes.
But there's one thing I have realized is that there's some insults of aging. No matter how hard you try,
That's correct.
you cannot escape them.
Oh, yes.
But the magnitude at which they
yes.
will come at you will depend on the lifestyle you had long before you cross that 50s.
Like you just said, whether you like it or not, I noticed that even though I do exercise and everything, I don't have as much energy.
That's true.
I could still walk till 12, but I do it, but I realize that there's something, I can't lay my hands on it, but the energy is not the same as it used to be, Even when I get angry these days, I find myself palpitating, It's like, take it.
So the heart still has aging.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The heart is.
In fact, it was when I think I was taking a walk, and my daughter was,
Yeah.
Daddy, come now. And I was like, catch up.
Yes. And for you think you are walking fast. Then I realized
You're losing breath.
I used to do fast. I used to walk in my estate. Everybody knew me. I do 2 hours every day. Today, when I do 1 hour, 45 minutes, I'm fine. If I do beyond that, then I say, what is going on? I just realized it was aging. But we must keep
at
doing,
it.
We must keep at it.
Yes,
Because-
and I think the exercise thing is if you didn't start early.
Yeah.
I started working out in my 20s, and I've done
Yeah,
it
same.
over all the
All the
years.
time. It
And
becomes a
I do it for
lifestyle.
like I do like 3 hours, and I've done it since I was 20. So when I don't exercise, I fall sick.
Oh, yes.
So it's just a lifestyle thing. Before we close, Jones, there's somebody who's going through one aging insult or the other. What would you say to the person right now?
Read, ask questions, seek help, and don't just take anything. Don't swallow. Those things are probably supposed to come, but there are people that are not feeling the same way. Talk to people like you did. Go and ask for their secret. Let the ladies come and ask you, what are you doing?
Nkechi, what would you advise somebody going through menopause at this time
Well,
and just feel, because some women feel that once they've crossed that line, that for them life is over, enjoyment stops. What advice would you give to someone who's really given up on life because they feel they're too old?
I remember years back, one lady, the husband was taking her from one hospital to the other. Apparently, they didn't know she was going through menopause.
Menopause, yes.
Menopause is not a disease. It's a natural phenomenon. You just have to learn. You see, women, we must learn about ourselves. When we have that knowledge, we are able to cope. It is not any spiritual matter. Nobody is pursuing you.
Attack.
It's not any attack. All right? It is something you must go through. Learn to eat well, learn to feed well, learn to exercise your body, and then let your heart be joyful. Learn to give. And finally, it is not over until it is over. Until that day Jehovah calls you, life must move on. There is no saying, well, I'm not a grandmother. Your children don't even like it. Your children are happier when they can
see you,
when
and
they
can
can
show off their mother or their
mother and
grandmother.
say, that's my mom.
Yes.
Wear your Bermuda shorts as usual. Do your hairstyles, but be decent. Do it within the ambience of what is moral, and be happy with yourself. You don't need anybody to make you happy or to let you know you're beautiful. God created you beautiful. Hang on that beautiful thing inside of you and don't let go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nkechi. Thank you, Mr. Jones. God bless you.
Thank you.
And viewers, I read somewhere where someone said that there are no ugly women. That there are no ugly women. They are just lazy women. Same applies. There's so much you can do out there. Take care of yourself. Stand naked. Look at yourself in the mirror. If there's anything you like about you, keep it. If there's anything you don't like, you can proceed to do something to make that part of you don't like better. Well, we've empowered you with information today. It's up to you to use it. Thank you for joining us. My name is Yudi, and this is the Yudi Factor. Goodbye.